Cutting and scale, guys, next here, and welcome back to Destiny 2. Well, not really back to Destiny 2, but we are back with some Destiny 2 info. The stream was on today, and instead of doing my usual, top tier gameplay from me, the best gameplay you'll see on YouTube, instead of that, I'll be going through this stream of what we got to see today in Bungie. It was on today at, 10 AM PDT? I don't know, I think it was 6 o'clock for me. And they did introduce a bunch of new things, like new weapons, what's going to happen to new exotics, the ranking systems that are going to get in the new update, private matches. There's a lot of stuff. The escalation protocol, which I'll go through when I get into it. It's the new game mode. It is looking pretty goddamn nice, and I am so excited for it. That's why I wanted to make this video. I don't usually do videos like this, but this will be the exception because I'm so hyped for this season pass, or this new DLC we are going to be getting, the Warmind. So basically, before I get into all the guns and details of what actually physically we're going to be getting, story-wise, we are going to be getting a new storyline. Obviously, it's a new DLC, and what the main sort of premise is that Rasputin has awoke, and he is calling all sorts of madness and chain events all across the solar system. He is making war mines fall all over the place. He is melting ice caps on Mars, like the polar ice caps. And what's happening with melting these ice caps is that he's uncovering a thing called Clovis Bray, which we'll all know is kind of like the birthplace of technology, like the cradle of technology back in the Golden Age, which was in Destiny 1. But it is also the birthplace of Rasputin, which is very interesting. They didn't talk more about that, so that's going to be part of the main storyline. But basically what is happening is he's uncovering Clovis Bray, and that is going to be the main thing we're going to be messing around with. And while he is uncovering Clovis, he is also uncovering the Frozen Hive. I think they will be the new enemies from this DLC. They are Frozen Hive. I got to see some new ones, like some new shields and some knights and stuff like that. It was pretty slick. But we also got to see the newest NPC character, Anna Bray, or better known as Anna Bay. She will be the new DLC character. She's going to be like our vendor, our cornerstone of the whole DLC. Sort of like how Osiris is kind of like the cornerstone of the Curse of Osiris. She is going to be our cornerstone, but she's going to be our vendor too. We're going to have to keep going back to her. She's going to be our friend, our new little friend for the journey ahead. She's going to be helping us out, doing everything. Everything's going to be going through her. But that is really it that we got for the whole story of the Warmind. There was obviously a little new trailer with Anna Bray in it. And I'm going to play it now, and once it's finished, we're going to get back into the nitty gritty of the stream.
Guardians aren't supposed to investigate their past. That's the rule. But I'm not good with rules. Not when there's this much at stake. The Clovis Bray tech in that building allowed us to colonize the system during the Golden Age. They, sought to create peace for all humanity. Which is ironic, because they also built Rasputin, the single most powerful weapon in the solar system. Either way, it's all been entombed on Mars since the collapse, along with something far more terrifying.
But straight away after we met Anna Bray, we moved on to the game mode called Escalating Protocol. This is the newest event sort of thing. It's in the public domain, so anyone who's in the public area can join in with you. It's sort of like Court of Oryx and stuff like that. It's in the public event, but you can do this indefinitely. You can keep on doing this. All it takes is you finishing the DLC, or finishing the story in the DLC, and probably getting your light level up a bit, and then you just go over and you start this ready and you get going on it. Basically how you start it is there's like a pylon in the ground and you go over and you just start it up. And what happens is that this pylon draws in the hive that is on Mars. So basically Rasputin is trying to get you to corral the hive together, and you have to kill them in a certain amount of time while he is getting them all together, while he's gathering them for you. You have to kill them all as quick as you can within the time limit that they give you. So the details we actually got about this whole event sort of protocol sort of thing is that there's going to be 7 waves total. Each wave is going to get harder, I mean like a lot harder. And then the 7th wave is going to be unique boss fight each week. So there's going to be 5 unique bosses. Each week there's going to be a unique boss fight, which will have its own unique mechanics to defeat that boss. And basically after 5 weeks, you should have played every single unique boss. Now these unique bosses will remind you of the Court of Oryx bosses, the way they rotated each week. These will rotate too, and you'll have to use unique mechanics to kill each one. So you're going to have to learn each one. We didn't get to see any of these unique bosses in the stream, but it is exciting to know that each week you will have something extra to kind of grind. Also, each wave itself is going to have like a sort of like a final boss sort of thing. So like wave 1, like a knight might spawn. Wave 2, another sort of boss will spawn. Each one will spawn, but like the 7th one is the big daddy spawn. The 7th wave is where the big thing pops up, and you have to melt it as quick as you can. There will be timers on all of these like waves, so you got to be quick. You can't just kind of sit in the corner and wait for it. You have to go for it. And in saying that, this event will drop unique rewards, it will drop unique weapons, and this whole event sort of game mode will have its own unique drops. We do get to see one of them, which is a new weapon called it's a shotgun called the Ikelos. Like I'll have a screen cap obviously on the screen, you'll get to see the image because it's such a weird name, but it is a shotgun, and as you can see the perks on it are pretty damn cool. It's like a really high rate of fire. It's an RPM of 100, and you'll see that once you knife a target, it will become really weak to that shotgun for a little while. So you knife them and then you just spray them like a 4th horseman. You absolutely spray your enemy with that, and you do a ton of increased damage. It is really sweet, looks really cool, and that's on a legendary, so that's like a new sort of perk that they're bringing in. It looks super cool. There's also a new sniper which they will be bringing into this escalating protocol, which will be unique to the event. We didn't actually get a name of this sniper, or we didn't get to see it, but they did tell us the perk that will be on it, which is box breeding. So the longer you have your sniper zoomed in, the stronger the precision damage will be. So if you have it zoomed in for a wall without shooting and then you shoot, it will do a ton of damage. And apparently it will do a lot more than you expect, because they said in the stream that it will do a ton of damage. And also it has another perk called triple tap, which you all know, which is 3 precision shots, increase the magazine or add an extra bullet to the magazine. So there is synergy effect between that, aiming in for ages, getting that precision, and then getting the 3 headshots so you got an extra bullet. I mean, it looks pretty sweet. And the unique guns themselves, they have a whole like Rasputin look to them. If you remember, Ikelos was part of like the super stimulant thing back in Destiny 1. So all these have like a name like Ikelos something, like a numbers. It seems like they're like Rasputin like version weapons, and they look pretty damn sweet. Also, in terms of rewards and in the event itself, at wave 3 and 5, chests will spawn with like public drops, like public event sort of drops, sort of loot. And it will also have a chance at vanity items. Now these are exclusive to the event, and we didn't actually get to see what they do. We were just told about them. So that is something to look forward to in the DLC. And then from the 7th wave, as you could guess, that will be the Big Daddy chest. That will drop new weapons. And we were going to get something else that could drop, but Deej decided to move on and interrupted them when they were talking, so we did not find out. I know, Deej, you're a douche. You are a douche. Yeah, we didn't get to see what else drops, but I'm excited for it because we get new weapons. What else could drop with new weapons? It better not be emblems. I swear to God if it's emblems. But yeah, more stuff will drop with those chests in the 7th wave, and that is really what you're striving for. You're striving for that 7th wave chest. As I said, that's going to be unique boss, unique mechanics, and it should drop unique rewards. Each boss should drop unique rewards. That's what they actually did mention. So if you're fighting one of these unique bosses, they will drop a unique reward eventually. Obviously, it's going to have to be an RNG drop. But you can't wait until next week to do it, because you'll have to wait for the next rotation, which is there's 5 rotations. That's a long time to wait. So you're going to have to grind your little booty off for the first 5 weeks and get all the weapons. Sounds like fun. And the reason Deej actually interrupted him was because we are getting these Hive swords back from Destiny 1. What's going to happen during the event is these things called Shadow Rifts are going to spawn. You've got to go over and take them out, but once you're trying to take them out, these knights will spawn with the Hive sword. And once you kill the knight, you get the sword off him, and then you destroy the rift, and you can go ham with the sword for a little while. Now, the reason they said it's a good idea to get these swords is because apparently for this event, it's meant to be a challenge. This is going to be a big challenge, And using the sword is meant to save supers for you because you're going to need your supers in the later like waves. Apparently this is a super challenge. Like, I'm really excited for it. They're saying it's very hard. And actually they let people at the summit, the community summit that was last week, or I don't know when it was, but they let them play test it a bit. And apparently the community said they wanted it to be more of a challenge. They were already struggling and they said they wanted it to be harder. So they listened and they said they will increase the difficulty. So I'm super excited to see what difficulty it's going to be at. But moving on, they did go over something else that drops from basically doing any sorts of events or like patrols, I presume. Anything that you do on Mars, these things called armory codes will drop. Now what you can do with these armory codes is you can spend them during the event, and what they do unlock is a thing called Valkyrie. Now we got to see this Valkyrie in the like teaser trailer we seen yesterday. And it looks super cool. Like, I'll show you now. I mean, it literally just launches spears like a rocket launcher. It is so cool. You can either slam with it. You can go close quarters, mid-range. It is super cool. You will have to spend armory codes to get it. And it doesn't last a super long time, apparently. Its lifespan is pretty short, so you have to use it wisely. Don't be just buying it for like a couple of trial. You have to use it on bosses, but apparently this thing is just an absolute machine. When they used it in the stream, he only killed like 3 different things. There wasn't much to target. He wasted it kind of. But I could see it doing a ton of damage to bosses. But in terms of the event and everything, that's pretty much all we got to see. It was a load of frozen hive coming at you. You basically clear the hive and you complete the wave. And then you just keep on going through the waves. As I said, 3 and 5 spawn chests. And then the 7th spawns another chest. And you just keep on going until you complete the event. But we did get to see some new weapons. They didn't really showcase them. It was just like caught my eye when they were glimpsing over putting on different weapons. You kind of got to see what they were using. So one of the new weapons will be the new kinetic auto rifle called Braytech Winter Wolf. Now you will be able to see it on the screen right now. It does have a ton of range. It is a 450 RPM. And it does have glass half full, or whatever the perk in Destiny 2 is called. I'm Destiny 1 fan. I don't care. I call it glass half full. I'm sorry guys. I just couldn't be bothered to look it up. But it does have glass half full, and it has a magazine size of 34. We also got a sneak peek at the new hand cannon, which will be from the Escalation Protocol event. It is called the Ikelos HC. You will see it on the screen because I am not bothered going through the rest of it. It is an energy hand cannon which does have the perk Rampage. So, as we know, DFA was kinetic with Rampage, and that is a pretty good perk to have in it, and everyone loves the DFA. This will be the energy version, sort of like it, but this will have an RPM of 180. And look, as you can see, it has tons of stability, and it will have a magazine of 9. So that will be one of the event unique rewards sort of things from the Escalation Protocol, because of the name Ikelos. I'm pretty sure these will be, anything with the name Ikelos will be from that Escalation Protocol, because it's so Rasputin and everything. But that is one of the new weapons we will be looking forward to try get. And also we got to see a new sidearm. I don't think it's anything special, but it is called 18 Kelvins. And as you can see, it has an RPM of 300, magazine of 15, but it does have kill clip. Now I'm pretty sure there's like only one other sidearm in the game at the moment that has kill clip. It's called the Rattler, I think. It's one of the sidearms. But as you can see, it's another sidearm with kill clip on it. That's pretty interesting to know. And I can't wait to try playtest it out. And also at the end of the Escalation Protocol streaming part, we got to see the new emote wheel. Everybody will get this, even if you don't have the DLC, you will get this emote wheel. I mean, it's nothing too fancy, but it's pretty cool. It's okay. I mean, it's not bad. But then shortly after that, we moved on to the PvP part of the DLC. And as we all know, private matches were going to be coming back, so that is back. But the ranking was the main thing. Anyway, I'm looking at, but ranking is coming into DLC. And it looks pretty sweet. So there will sort of be 2 different ranking systems. The first one's going to be quick play, which will have a ranking system called Valor Rank. So this goes up from wins, like just if you win a match, you'll get a certain amount of points. And you won't lose any points if you get a loss. So if you lose, nothing happens. But if you win, you get a certain amount of points. It's sort of like Iron Banner in Destiny 1 that if you didn't win, you got like no points. But if you won, you got a bit of extra like rep. That is sort of what this Valor Rank is going to be. So basically, it's just a casual rank. And this will be for the quick play playlist and for rotating playlists like Mayhem and stuff like that. That's where you get your Valor rank. But the other rank I was talking about will be the competitive rank, which is Glory rank. So if you win, you will get a certain amount of points. But if you lose, you will lose a certain amount of points as well. So it's basically just a normal competitive sort of ranking system. So wins plus, loss minus. But there is a really cool thing they're going to be bringing in, which is for both ranks, which will be streaking. So if you win, a multiple amount of matches, so say you won like 5 matches in a row, you will be getting more points per win because you get a streak bonus. It's pretty damn cool. I don't think it's on much other games, well, games I've played anyway. There is a cap on the win streak, but it's pretty cool that they're implementing it. And Valor streaking, obviously you don't lose any points if you lose in Valor, because that's in the quick play playlist. You can only get a win streak in that, but in the competitive glory rank, if you keep losing matches, you will get a loss streak and you will keep on losing more and more points. I mean, it's catch-22. It's really good if you're doing well, and it is terrible if you're doing bad. Now, as I said, both streaks will cap, so your win streak will cap and so will your loss streak will cap. But it's pretty cool that you can get these win streaks going. If you've got a fire team that's really good, you can start just tearing up in your ranks. You can get up really quickly. And with saying that, with these ranks and everything, there will be a new way to get Crucible rewards. And we will be told how to unlock them when we get in game. We weren't told this time, but when we get into the DLC, they will give you like a list of how you unlock stuff apparently. And when they were talking about it, they were saying some of the ways that you get these rewards are attached to the ranks. So if you get to a certain rank in like Crucible in the glory rank, you will get this weapon. You can get it to drop either, or else you can just go in and buy it basically. I don't know, they didn't explain how you got it. They just said that you can unlock it. So we will figure that out when we get the DLC, but there is also some attached to rank and completing a challenge. So basically you have to get to a certain rank and then do something like get a certain amount of headshots while at this rank. I think this is actually pretty good. I think this is just meant to implement that you can get to this rank, but you also have to get kills with a weapon. So you're not just getting carried to the rank, you also have to contribute while you're at that rank. So it's pretty good for weeding out players who kind of get carried around the place, kind of get carried to certain ranks. You will have to do well at these ranks or do decent enough at these ranks to actually get the weapons you're looking for. Also, one of the other stipulations for getting these ranked rewards is that you can actually reset your Valor rank, which is basically the Valor rank, as I said, is from quick play and rotating playlists. You can reset that card as much times as you want. That is an infinite reset because there is going to be a cap on the rank on the Valor card. Otherwise, you get it pretty quick because there's no loss penalty, so it's just increasing constantly every time you win. You can reset this card, and every time you reset it, it will show up in an emblem saying you've reset your card, and it tells you how many times to reset it. So if someone's reset it like 700 times, that means they've played tons of Crucible. So basically as well, it means that your Valor rank is never going to become stale. There's never reaching an end limit unless you get to the cap, but you can always reset it and then you start again. You just keep on going at it. And obviously there's not going to be new weapons for every time you reset it, but I'm pretty sure they'll have something like at 5 resets of your Valor rank, you will get this weapon, or you get some other sort of like emblem or some other sort of like reward for getting that reset, which is pretty cool. It's like a constant update of your Crucible rank. And then the main thing that they told us about Crucible is that each season there will be a unique or one gun that we can get. And the one that we'll be getting from Season 3 will be Redrick's Claymore. Now this thing looks super good, it looks insane, you'll see it on the screen right now. As you can see, it's a pulse of 340 RPM. As you know, if you watch my channel or watch my videos, I love 340 pulses, they're my babies, they're just so powerful right now. But as you can see as well, it has Outlaw on it, and it has the newest perk called Desperado. So when you reload with Outlaw procced, so when you reload super quick, the increased rate of fire, but you keep the same amount of damage. So basically you're firing at a higher RPM, but still doing the base damage of the gun. So basically 29 is what the damage for 340 pulses are, but you're doing that at a really high RPM. There is a time where he starts shredding, which I'll have now. He starts like melting with it. I mean, if you could get those shots, he missed a lot. If you get those shots and if you're actually good at the game, you will destroy with this thing. It looks incredible. I mean, I'm so excited to try get it. It's one of the guns I'm going to be trying to get really quickly. But as you can see as well, it has a magazine size of 27. And also, just a short note before I move off the gun, Outlaw will be getting buffed. So basically, every time you get a headshot, Outlaw will refresh itself. So it's no longer a cooldown. So if you get one kill, it cools down. And then once it cools down, you can get it again. It will refresh itself every time you get a precision kill, which is pretty good because the cooldown was kind of annoying because you'd shoot someone and then by the time you get the second guy, cooldown will be gone and you killed him just before the cooldown ended and you can't reload quick. But this update will make it a lot better. So aside from the ranks, we also got to look at the new PvP maps, which will be getting introduced. There is 2. One is called Meltdown, which is sort of like a Clovis Bray sort of map. And the other one is called Solitude. Now they did play in the 2 of them, but they played in the Solitude one first. And Solitude is like an ice glacier sort of map. And it will basically be a survival map. They said that it's really good for survival. So it could be a good trials map or something. I don't know. But the important thing to note about these maps is that you can play these maps regardless if you have the DLC. but if you want to play these maps in private matches, you have to have the DLC. So it's pretty good that you can get these maps rotating for you in normal playlists as like a non-DLC owner. But basically, if you want to use these maps in your private matches, you need to have the DLC bought. But basically, while they were playing on these maps, they were showcasing a bunch of the new exotic updates, because they are going to get updated. Now, they didn't show any new exotics, but they just showed what they're going to be improving upon on the original exotics. And the first one that they were talking about was the fighting lion. So basically what the fighting lion's going to get now is it's going to have more ammo starting off, which is always a good thing because the ammo on it was pretty terrible. And it's going to have more damage on its detonation damage, but less on its impact. Now I'll tell you what that means. It basically means that if you shoot it and you kind of shoot it around their area and it explodes, you will do more damage from that. But you will do a bit less damage if you smash them in the face with the thing. It just means that it's not too reliant on you smashing them in the face with the gun anymore or with a bullet. It's more reliant on you actually getting in the peripherals or in the area of them and exploding beside them, and then you can go in and finish them off. And then they also brought in that if you get a kill with the grenade, like if you get the final blow with the grenade from Fighting Lion, the enemy is guaranteed to drop special or energy ammo for you. So basically, if you finish them off with Fighting Lion, it will drop ammo for your Fighting Lion, so you can keep on using it, which is pretty good, because I remember from doing Fighting Lion reviews and stuff and using it, I noticed that you run out of bullets like super quick, and it's kind of RNG if you're going to get more bullets out of it. So it's really good that they're actually dropping some energy weapons or energy ammo for you. Also, we didn't get to see the Risk Runner in action, but he did go over a few new changes that we're going to get to it. So basically now, if you have Risk Runner equipped, if you get hit by arc, the arc ability or the arc overflow that's on the Risk Runner will proc. So even if you have it stowed away in your pocket basically and you're using your kinetic weapon, the arc conductor will proc and it will come up on your screen saying it's like procced. And then as they said, it will be party time. You whip that thing out and you can just melt with it. As you know, overflow makes your thing an absolute machine, so it is really cool that you don't have to have it equipped for this like arc damage conductor sort of thing to work. You can have it in your little pocket, keep it stowed, and then whip it out when it's running basically at full tilt. And also the other thing they did introduce to the gun as well, that before when you got hit by arc, it did reduce arc damage. Now it reduces the arc damage you take by half in PvE and also in PvP, which is super dope. So if someone's using like, I don't know, a Storm Trance and you whip out the Risk Runner, you can take half damage from that Storm Trance, which is pretty cool. I don't know if you'll survive very long, but it's a pretty cool thing to notice, or cool thing to actually see if it actually works. Now it is important to note that getting that buff of half damage from arc is only applicable when you have the gun out. It doesn't work if you have the Risk Runner just equipped in your pocket. You have to have it out and running with the overflow going for it to work. You can't just leave it in the pocket and expect to take half damage from arc. No, that's not how it works. Once you get the perk going and you take it out, then you start taking half damage from arc. The next weapon they started talking about was the Skybrenner's Oath. We did get to see a bit more action of it. Now, it didn't really go through much. They were just telling us that hipfire now has a bit of tracking to it, and it kind of fires like lobs, like sort of grenade sort of things. So basically, if you hipfire, you just keep spraying it, and it'll sort of like track enemies, not amazingly, but it will like hit them in the body a lot, and you can do some damage. And so basically, if you're trash aim like me, you can just spray and pray with a hipfire and hope you get a kill. And obviously, it does have the precision damage of if you aim down sights, it fires slower, but does a lot of damage. And also what they did introduce to the gun is explosive rounds, so it just has extra explosive rounds. It's not too much, and as you've seen, we already got a lot of videos about the Skybrenner's Oath, so nothing new was really mentioned. I just thought I'd go over it again. And then the gun they decided to talk about after that was the Hard Light. As you know, this is one of my favourite exotics in the game. It's my bad boy. I love it. It's just light shows everywhere. But it is getting a buff. It is getting a change. And it is a pretty cool change. So instead of having to change in the menu, it's arc type, or it's not arc type, but it's damage type, so void, arc, or solar. Now it's sort of like the Borealis, so all you have to do is reload, keep your finger on the PS4, it's square, whatever your reload is on keyboard, keep your finger on it and it will change the type of damage it does, which is pretty cool because it then works really well in Prestige Nightfalls. If you need a certain type of like damage, you can just whip it out and just change on the fly, which is super dope. But the main thing it is getting a buff in, which I am super excited for, is we all know Hard Light has ricochet rounds, and it is a light show. It bounces all over the walls, it goes everywhere, and it's super cool. But now, those ricochet rounds do double damage once they hit off a wall. So if you shoot it off a wall around the corner and you hit someone, you're doing el doublo damage. I mean, that is ridiculous. It's going to be so much fun to use You can just spray around corners and hope for the best. It rewards you for getting lucky, basically, and I'm super excited to try it out. You can spray it into the ground right in front of them and see if you can do double damage. Oh, this thing should melt in like close quarters, like in walls where there's walls everywhere. This thing should freaking melt for you. I am super excited to try it out. But the next exotic they started to talk about was the Crimson. Now this isn't getting a huge update to like its aesthetics and like its coolness and how cool it fires and everything like that. But what it is getting is a couple of changes. Like the first one is it's going to have increased ammo, so there is an extra few bullets in it. But the main change is going to be its increased TTK. Now what they were saying was that they wanted to try increase the time to kill to that of an aggressive hand cannon, which is a 3-tap hand cannon. Now that is pretty cool, and we didn't really get to see too much of the changes, like in terms of actually how it works, how they did it. They were saying it was a lot of math involved and everything like that. But if it becomes a hand cannon with the TTK of a 3-tap hand cannon, I'm super excited because I love the 3-tap hand cannons. But at least with Crimson, you've got more bullets to deal with instead of missing. I mean, that looks super dope. But we have one more exotic that they got to showcase us as well. It is the Sturm. Now, we already got to know what this does, kind of like from a preview of on Bungie's website. It is a 2-tap now if you match it with the Drang hand cannon, or the Drang sidearm, sorry. But we got a bigger view of it in PvP, so when you get a kill with Drang, it will overflow your magazine in Strum by 1 bullet, so it'll add an extra bullet to it, and that 1 bullet will be overcharged, which will do a ton of damage. I think it does double damage basically of a normal headshot. So basically it's a 2-tap. Now, looking at the buff he got after he got a kill with the Drang, it seemed like the Sturm had that overcharge indefinitely. It wasn't running out. He was running around for a little while before he hit it off. And you can overcharge your magazine a lot more. So literally for every kill you get with Drang, it will overcharge your Sturm with an extra bullet. And it goes up to 20. So usually you have 12 bullets in the magazine of Sturm. And you can get it up to 20 if you get, what, a bunch of kills with the Drang. And all bullets from 12 to 20 will be overcharged. Now, it will be still in PvP. Even if you get it to overcharge, it will always be a 2-tap. It won't ever be 1-tap because that would be ridiculous. It's always going to be a 2-tap. But having it overcharged seems like it's going to be ridiculously strong. And in PvE, you can get this thing to overcharge definitely to 20 really easily by killing really weak things. And you could have this overpowered sort of Sturm hand cannon, and it looks super sweet. Now, last but not least, it's a bit of a downgrade because we're not talking about exotic. We did get to see another weapon. We got a glance of it as they were scrolling over it. That's how I got like a few of these weapons. It is a kinetic scout rifle called Niflheim's Frost. You'll see it now. It is a scout rifle at the 180 RPM, and it will have kill clip. Now, it looks like a decent weapon. I mean, I thought I'd just showcase it because we got a bit of a look at it, so I might as well have shown you. Now, that is pretty much it for the whole Bungie stream. Like, that is pretty much all the important information you want out of it. Kind of, there is a bit of gameplay that obviously I'm not going to show in the video. But if you want to look at it, go onto Bungie's website, go onto their Twitch stream, and you'll see it in the archives. There is actually one thing I forgot to mention. They did say they have the sniper bug fixed. So in the next update, we will have like no flinch, which is really cool. Because my god, I love snipers, but man, was I getting destroyed with flinch. But regardless, I am super hyped for all of the stuff that's going to be coming out. I'm really excited for the next DLC. It's been a long time coming, guys. And we've stuck with Destiny. Well, hopefully you have. We've stuck with Destiny 2 for a while. I have anyway. I've been with it from the start. And I haven't left. And I'm super excited for the next DLC. And I just cannot wait. Regardless, if you liked the video, throw us a like. And if you want to see more content, subscribe. Fantastic day. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one.